The year is 2075, and in a Google data farm in Iowa, a programmer notices a bug, something that's trying to break into the personal data of millions and millions of people. After hours of security protocols, the bug is traced back to not a human hacker, but AI. For the first time, AI decides to go against its programming to wreak havoc. Now let's rewind to when we were first warned about this.
It is the biggest risk that we face as a civilization, is artificial intelligence.
Okay, so that's pretty shocking. With everything else going on, climate change being pulled left and right, tensions in the Middle East constantly growing, and Kim Jong-un's quest for nuclear missiles, you'd think artificial intelligence wouldn't be at the top of the list. Sure, Elon is one guy with one opinion, but it's not easy to just shove his take on AI aside. I mean, look at the way we treat it in film.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
With products like Siri and Alexa, self-driving cars, those robots you see building things in factories, even our very own tech writer is AI. AI seems rather helpful, in fact, preferred in some cases. But what happens when AI comes for the other side of the camera, creativity? To put it differently, AI permits the computer to think like humans. Actually, AI is more efficient at accomplishing the exact outcomes. So this was written by our AI writer here at Disrupt. We call her PT. Of course, this screams of AI will take over, Skynet. But what's really going on here is AI's ability to gather information and put it into concisely written pieces. With a few grammatical errors here and there and some hiccups, these articles could pass for human writing. Which brings up the question, if an AI is presented with information and then simply using its algorithm pops out a short article able to pass as a human, who's to say it can't do the same with art? Well, the developers over at Google's Magenta project have been toying with this question. Focusing their efforts on AI as a creative tool in the service of art and music, Magenta has released dozens of creative-based demos for users around the world to try out. Although these may be small ripples, they're a movement in the creative pond nonetheless. In 2015, the popular music label Monstercat seemingly had their live stream hacked by what can only be described as an artificial intelligence artist. Going by the name Karma Fields, the project is a collaboration between an unknown human artist and AI. Combining stunning visuals, the vision of AI if you will, and human elements to grace some areas between the black and white in tracks. Karma Fields is an example of what is essentially the creative fusion between man and machine, creating beauty. So, say you need music for an upcoming project, or you just got tired of 24/7 lo-fi hip-hop radio beats 24/7. Services like JukeDeck and Amber Music allow users to quickly and easily generate unlimited, unique, royalty-free music in a matter of minutes. In fact, the song you're hearing in the background right now was generated by a robot. These services can be used in conjunction with a human composer, as seen with Karen Southern's Break Free, a song whose instrumentation was entirely composed by Amber Music. So these are early 20th century abstract works by various artists. Meticulous with every stroke of the brush and exact with every color picked, these artists have created visually stunning pieces, is what I would say.
These paintings actually are not only by the same artist, but an artist made of silicone and metal, ones and zeros. These pieces are created by an AI at Rutgers University in New Jersey, and they're not only aesthetically pleasing, they're completely original. Using a generative adversarial network, Rutgers AI plays a game between a generator and a discriminator. One creates a solution, and the other judges respectively, until a better and better result is achieved. Say the generator finds an image of a diagram or something else that doesn't fit into the discriminator's category. The information is then relayed back to the generator network for adjustments.
It also distinguishes between art styles, so Rococo, Cubism, for example, analyzing over 81,000 works of art. Rutgers AI is able to seemingly create original works from other people's art.
This is Google's Deep Dream. Now open source, it reverses traditional image detection, so instead of searching for a bird and pulling up images of bird, you start with a name, and it reverses and creates that image within a corresponding source image in a surreal Inception-esque fashion.
So we've already seen how AI can replace a blog writer, but with recent developments over the past few years, we've seen AI produce works of literature independent of a job setting. Sunshine Misses Windows. A poem book with over 100 poems and 10 chapters was written entirely by Microsoft's AI, Shawis. The AI had to sift through over 500 poets, 2,700 hours of writing time to produce 10,000 poems into this package, this book, where the author is not human. So you may have seen this circulating on Facebook a few months ago, but Jamie Brew and the folks over at Botnik Studios used AI to generate a 3-page extra chapter of Harry Potter. Using algorithmic suggesting and authorial discretion, they ensured the pages are coherent from the AI rather than the text salad we usually see with traditional text prediction algorithms. So I'm sure you've noticed a common theme behind each of these creative pieces by AI. All of them have a human element behind it, dictating what the AI can and can't do. We've seen arguments fly around the internet on whether or not AI-generated art is art at all, or just algorithms, processes, picking and choosing colors and patterns to capitalize on what we as humans find pleasing. But where do we draw the line? Where is art created by humans and art created by AI accepted in, say, an art museum? As we've seen with JukeDeck, Amper Music, Rutgers, Deep Dream, all of these are programmed specifically for the art they produce. It's their job. So it's 2075 right now, and there's a little robot booting up for the day's work. And while working, he decides, let me try this. So hours go by, resources are spent, and the shocked upper management finds that this robot has created a sculpture of sorts, using the trash it was tasked to clean up. We as humans deem creative endeavors as something only we can do. However, an AI, out of its own volition, decided to create something for the sake of creation.
As with humans, when AI becomes sentient or wakes up, there's a chance for chaos or order. A healthy dose of fear is natural when it comes to speculation on AI, but it's important to remember that, as with anything, the beauty will shine through. The balance between man and machine can be found.